Hello everyone, this is Dragonar with an unboxing video for the Syberclicks hexagon system from Pegsus Hobbies. I picked this up locally from my local gaming store and figured I'd share what the product looked like, as I wasn't able to find very many reviews or anything on it online other than just the standard Pegsus information. So it's a pretty basic packaging. Just to start off with packaging and a brief description of the game, or the what you can do with it. There's a couple nice alternate items that you can build. Looks like they'd be good for bastions. So we'll get into the box itself. So you'll find that it comes with a set of instructions that are describe the pieces that you use to put everything together, plus gives you instructions for building the item on the front. Pretty straightforward. When you look at the actual sprues themselves, it's 6 of the exact same sprues. So you've got a lot of pieces here. Just take a look at the sprues. Very good detail. A lot of nice metal work here, and if you see the frames, the pieces, these are the joint pieces that you would use to put together the item all together. There's a lot of these pieces all over. A couple hatches. There's ladders and walkways as well. So it's overall nice product. It looks very well molded. Not a lot of flashing or lines. It looks like you'd have to clean up. It does have a, I don't want to call it cheap plastic feel, but it's almost like a different grade of plastic than we're used to with the Games Workshop figures. It also has a slightly metallic look to it. So really, to be honest, I think it would look just as good if you just pop it open or pop it together quickly, and you'd be able to have something on the table almost immediately. Although even just a quick spray of a metallic spray with a little bit of wash would make it look even better. There is some slight variations in the color of the plastic and molds, but again, after you get some paint on it, you really wouldn't notice it. So there's a couple things you can do with this. I originally bought this to assist with some terrain projects and combine it with foam board, because if you notice, pieces are pretty consistent. You can get some nice things in the foam board with that. But I think to begin with, I'm just going to throw it together and see what it looks like. So onto the prep work portion of the unboxing. So I've gone through, and there is 6 sprues, so I wasn't going to make everyone watch all 6 of them, so I just did this one at 3 times speed. It came off fairly quickly and easily. The only thing I found is the sprues are pretty tightly packed, so if you're using a larger clipper like I am here, you'll find that sometimes you have to get the right angle to get everything off. The pieces were also, the connector pieces are fairly large as well, so it's not something I would recommend twisting off, because you could tear out the plastic, which would not make the end pieces look very nice. And there's not a lot of small pieces. There's a few of them you have to be careful if they're not as clearly defined as I would have liked, so you had to sort of give it some thought before you go in. And that's left me now after getting the bulk of the pieces off are just the connectors. So I took them out of the sprue and just did them a little bit smaller. The one thing, this took even more time, and you have to be very careful. There's at least a couple of them where I thought I was getting the connector piece, but actually was cutting into the bracket or the clip itself. Now thankfully all of them were able to still be able to use, because I didn't break the thing completely. So good idea to be mindful of that when you're going through these. And there's a lot, so after 6 sprues, I was quite glad to be done this portion. What I've done is I've actually put these into a little case, so I have them all easily accessible for whenever I need to swap out what I have built so far. On to the assembly portion. So what I've done is I've laid out a few of the basically the roof of the piece, and you'll see I'm putting those little clips together. You'll find that those can be a bit of a challenge at times, getting them in the right place and making sure you have the right piece as well. You'll see in a moment I've miscalculated and had to re-put them on. I've also pre-assembled some of the items just to get through this portion a little bit faster. So there's the railing snapping all in, and then the 2 wall portions. So you'll find that you don't really want to put a lot of weight on them, because they will give, especially with the different size pieces. But overall, once it's together, it looks good on the table. So now onto the finished product. So I've put the entire thing together as per the instructions on the front of the the box. And as you can see, this is without any add-ons, so this is just straight out of the box, no paint or anything. Looks really good. I was really impressed. The quality, wasn't sure what to expect. And I put a few guys in there, miniatures in there for reference. I've got my son's Space Marine Captain and one of the Burna Boys, just to give you an idea of the scale. And again, there's multiple, I mean, with the pieces being modular, there's pretty much an endless number of builds you can do. There's a couple interesting ones in the back I may give a try. But for now, I think I'll just leave it at this. So overall, I was going to give we'll go through the scoring. So for detail and quality, I gave it a 7 out of 10. The quality is pretty good. The detail I was quite like. The quality, the grade of plastic, again, as I mentioned before, isn't quite what I was expecting, and there is some color differences, but it's just probably the way it was molded. And when you look at the terrain that Games Workshop is currently producing, it's hard to put that in comparison. But overall, I still think it was a good solid 7. Cost and value, I gave it a 10 with a suggested retail price of $19.95. And you'll find it cheaper in most places. I've locally found at my local gaming store for $17.99, and for that price you really can't beat it. Ease of assembly, I found the clips a little bit troublesome at times, as well as getting them off the sprues. It was just it was a lot of work going through 6 sprues to get all those pieces out. But once everything was out, it's still a little bit tricky, so you want to be careful, because if you put too much pressure, you can actually snap and break or take apart the stuff you put together. But overall, gave it an 8 out of 10. So I just want to thank you for watching, and check out my blog, Tale of Too Many Games. I've just started up in the last month, so there's be content going in there as we go along. Also, if you like this video and want to see more of them, please like and subscribe both in the my YouTube channel, as well as miniwargaming.com, which is where I post a lot of my videos as well. And if you have any follow-up questions or anything, you can reach out to me via the blog. And you'll also see some additional screenshots and some images of the sprues from this kit. So thanks for watching.